This is The Post Up with DJ Trice. I'm running my mouth on everything hot in sports, news, drama, and whatever is blowing up the timeline. Let's get into it. Welcome back to a brand new episode of The Post Up. I go by the name of DJ Trice, and I stay posted up right here running my mouth about sports, y'all. It is day 2 of the NBA season, and I'm kind of going crazy this week. I'm going to just keep dropping episodes however I feel. This is how you know you are privileged to subscribe to me. You just get it whenever I get it. So make sure your little notifications is on. If you are listening to me in audio, make sure you hit follow or subscribe so it can automatically download my new episodes right to your device. Victor Wembanyama just went crazy. The Spurs just spoiled Cooper Flagg's debut in Dallas, and the Mavericks were down by 20 points the entire second half, dang near. Victor Wembanyama scored 40 points and had 15 rebounds. I mean, that stat line alone is just amazing, but watching it in person was even more crazy. Hitting the ball from 3. He had a couple reverse dunks off of oops. Just the cheat code. You're watching a guy who's over 7 feet play like a guard and execute. He's dribbling in between smaller guards. They're not taking the ball. He's doing step back threes. It's like watching Kevin Durant with a little bit of Kyrie, but a lot of that Shaq dominance because he's taking that ball back up. He's getting those offensive rebounds and giving his team a second chance to score. And that's really what happened in that game. The Spurs played great defense. So when you play great defense, you open yourself up to have more offensive looks. And Wemby wasn't the only person cooking. It was also Castle who was cooking. Looking at the stat sheet here, Castle had 22 points. Wemby, of course, I say had 40 points. Devin Vassell, 13 points. Off the bench, Keldon Johnson with 11. Dylan Harper with 15. So these are guys that are just playing unselfish basketball, playing really, really well. You can hear their coach all fired up, talking about playing flawless basketball, doing those small things. This is a young and hungry team. And after losing a bunch last year, they looking a lot how Detroit looked last year. Going to get more wins for sure. But if Wemby can stay healthy, if Victor Wembanyama can stay healthy, this is a dangerous team just because there's so many different offensive plays that they can make. And he opens up his teammates to be open and get clean shots because as soon as he's taking it in, he's not camping out on that 3-point line like he was in year 2 and year 1 trying to get that shot. No, he's taking it directly to the rim, drawing a foul and getting a lot of free throws. What was his free throw percentage? Let me check that real quick. 9 for 11. Okay. Hey, he's getting to the stripe, and that's what we want to see from Wembanyama. Now, the story of the Dallas Mavericks is a little bit different. Anthony Davis was getting cooked by Victor Wembanyama. I mean, cooked. And there was nothing he could do. He was playing okay defense. Knew Anthony Davis with the goggles. If you don't know, he had an eye injury last year. Now he's mandated to wear those goggles for the rest of his career. So you're going to see Anthony Davis wearing those goggles. He just couldn't get the job done. And this is an all defensive guy who scored 22 points. He was doing pretty good. 50% from 3. He played 32 minutes. PJ Washington had a decent game, 17 points. Derek Lively only scored 4. That's another thing. That Wemby matchup kind of affected him at center right there. Klay Thompson, 10 points. He's got to do better. 10 is cool. I had him for 12 and a half, and he didn't even have that on my prize picks pick. Cooper Flagg had 10 points, very quiet. We expected to see him be explosive, him to be a leader, but the tough part is, with this whole Dallas Mavericks thing is they don't have a point guard. Cooper Flagg is running point, but he is a little bit more of a shooting guard, and they are missing Kyrie. They unfortunately just ran it up against them. D'Angelo Russell, 6 points. Max Christie, 9 points. He had a couple timely 3-pointers. They just couldn't get the offense going. And in the game of runs, you got to get runs going, but the Spurs just have more energy than them. For this to be their home game, you would have thought they would have protected home court a little bit better. But Victor Wembanyama was the story. We all were thinking that Cooper Flagg was going to be the story tonight, and he was going to give us some good minutes and some good looks, and that just didn't happen. It was the Victor Wembanyama show. So major hats off to Wemby, who has figured it out in year 3 after being with the Monks and playing chess all summer. He has figured out the cheat code to really show up like the star that he is. Moving on to Celtics rookie VJ Edgecombe. He was the story rookie of this whole time, and honestly, I hadn't heard of him. He played for Baylor and came out and made some waves, some historic waves. Edgecombe finished with 34.7 rebounds, 3 assists, and broke records previously held by LeBron James and Allen Iverson in the process. Him and Tyrese Maxey went off. So shouts out to the Philadelphia 76ers for picking up a rookie who can make some waves, because if you look at the numbers for Joel Embiid, it's kind of looking like he regressing a little bit. Let me pull up that box score. They played the Celtics tonight and won by 1 point, which is really impressive, because the Celtics, even with Jason Tatum being out, is a really stacked team still. So Oubre 10 points, that's cool. Joel Embiid 4 points, terrible. VJ Edgecombe went off for 34. Tyrese Maxey went off for 40. Quentin Grimes 10 off the bench. And who is this? Jabari Walker with 6. So it really was the Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe show. And I love that for the 76ers, because they struggled a lot last season. When you are keeping Joel Embiid at the center of your franchise, we all know he play hard when he wants to. We saw that in the Olympics. We saw that all last season. Best of luck to them, but it's great that they got a rookie that can make some waves. And now I'm going to start watching some 76ers basketball. I might put him on a slip and take Clay off and Anthony Davis and all of them off. But shouts out to VJ Edgecombe, rookie for the Philadelphia 76ers, who made some waves tonight. Let's talk about these new look New York Knicks. They look a lot different. Coaching makes a huge difference. And the number one thing that I saw right off the jump was that people on the bench are actually getting in the game. We are not watching the starters just be run into the ground. Jalen Brunson is not running all of the offense, even though those clutch shots usually still go through him. It's good to see the ball being shared a little bit more. The game is a lot faster. Deuce McBride really stepped up and showed us what he could do. Mikal Bridges, of course, always stepping up and showing us what he can do on the defensive end, as well as Deuce McBride on that defensive end and offensive end. They had really good games. Jordan Clarkson also was a really good addition off the bench, giving them some extra energy, being a dog on defense, getting back and getting some dunks. So Clarkson is a great add there, but I'm feeling the New York Knicks. Even with Karl Anthony Towns being there, I think this might be the year that they actually get deeper into the playoffs, because they are going to be healthier since they're not having so much time on the floor. OG Anunoby also had a game. Them New York Knicks looked really good playing against the Cleveland Cavaliers, who didn't have a Darius Garland, but he said he got a date in his head. We're not sure when that date is. They looked a little bit off kilter offensively. I expect the Cavaliers to get a little bit better, but I think them New York Knicks is going to lead the East. We're going to see how the other teams shake out. You know, it's 82 games in the season, 81 games left after this, but if them New York Knicks can stay healthy, they're looking well coached. They're looking like they're playing better defense, and they're looking like they can make some really big waves. The Heat versus Magic, man, I thought Bam Adebayo was going to do a lot more there, but the Magic and Franz Wagner, there's no stopping these young guys. Paolo Banchero, I think that's a great Florida rivalry that we will keep watching. I think they only play each other 3 more times in the season, but that was a good game as well, close almost the entire time. Andrew Wiggins and Norman Powell were great pickups for the Miami Heat. I'm excited to see them get in rhythm and get in flow with their team and see what they can do. Also, I didn't mention Lonzo Ball on the Cavs was a very good pickup. He's doing a lot there. He had a couple turnovers that were like, all right, take better care of the ball, but he's just getting in the flow. So I expect him to do a lot better. Let's go through the league and see how each team panned out for the matchups today. It was a lot of games today, so I'm going to just take you around the league. All right, the Suns and the Kings are in the final seconds of the quarter. Looks like the Suns are going to pull that one out. Trailblazers versus Timberwolves is a very close game. Timberwolves are up by 4 with only 6 seconds left, so we're going to go ahead and think it's going that way. Y'all already know that the Knicks beat the Cavaliers. The Hornets beat the Nets. 136 to 117. That's a pretty significant change, but they got some great guys over there, and they also got a couple trades that have worked out in their favor. The Magic beat the Heat by 4 points. The Hawks fell to the Raptors by 20 points. Woo! The Celtics lost by 1 against the 76ers. The Bulls beat the Pistons by 4. The Grizzlies beat the Pelicans by 4. The Bucks beat the Wizards. The Jazz beat the Clippers. The Clippers made some bad trades. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. And then the Spurs beat the Mavericks by over 20 points, y'all. Thanks so much for tuning in to this episode of The Post Up. We got football tomorrow. We got more basketball. I got some WNBA announcements that I'm going to make later in the week. And I have an exclusive interview with a NASCAR driver, y'all. I'm getting into racing. So as I expand my horizons, you expand your horizons. I'm going to always be here running my mouth about sports. So thank you for tuning in to this episode of The Post Up. I go by the name of DJ Tricey Trice. If you want to follow me on social media, you can do that at DJ TRICEY. I'll be posted up right here running my mouth about sports. See you on the next one. All right, that's a wrap on The Post Up. I ran my mouth, said what I said, and now it's your turn. Drop a comment, share it, and come back tomorrow, because I'm not done talking. And make sure you follow me on social media at DJ Tricey Trice. That's at DJ TRICEY. I'll be posted up here, y'all.